Welcome to the Elite Athlete Podcast. I am Dr. Nicole Tatro, and I'm here to help you unleash your peak performance and dominate your sport with fierce confidence and unstoppable energy. Whether you're a high-level athlete, a dedicated parent, a coach, or an agent, this podcast is for you. Get ready for ultimate strategies, expert insights, and cutting-edge tips that will take your game to the next level. We'll also cover personalized blood work analysis to provide unique insights that can transform your performance. We'll explore personalized health, optimized nutrition, and powerful recovery techniques. Whether you're on the ice, the field, or in the gym, together, we'll unlock your true potential and make your athletic dreams a reality. Let's do this, because greatness is within you, and it's time to unleash it. Welcome back to the Elite Athlete Podcast. I'm Dr. Nicole Tatro, and today I have a short but very important episode to share with you. It's a bit different from what we usually discuss, but it's something that's been weighing on my mind since a recent experience on the softball field, and I believe it's crucial for every coach, parent, and even mentor to hear. So, let's start by acknowledging something fundamental. As coaches, we're always being watched. Our athletes, especially the younger ones, are incredibly perceptive. They pick up on our words, our actions, our attitudes, whether we realize it or not. We're not just teaching them how to play a sport, we're teaching them how to live their lives, how to handle adversity, and how to treat others. This responsibility is significant, and it's something we must take seriously. A couple of weekends ago, I was coaching a softball game. It wasn't just a regular game, it was a tournament game. So the stakes were a little high, and everyone was feeling the pressure. But that's exactly when our character and values matter the most. I was coaching first base, which put me near the opposing dugout, where a few of the other coaches were standing. Our team was cheering loudly, supporting each other, and keeping the energy high. They weren't earlier on in the game, so I was actually very proud of them. It's something that we as coaches encourage because I believe in the power of positivity, in lifting each other up and creating an environment where everyone feels supported. So they were actually picking themselves up from being down earlier in the game. But instead of focusing on their own players, a couple of the opposing coaches started making negative comments about our cheering. Now, I want to pause here and really dig into this because this is where things started to unravel. As coaches, we should be thrilled when we see other teams supporting each other. That's what sports are all about, right? Camaraderie, team spirit, encouragement. It's not just about winning, it's about the experience, the journey, and the bonds that are formed along the way. So when I heard these coaches criticizing our team over and over for being loud and supportive, it kind of caught me off guard. But I stayed focused, I smiled, I tried to keep my cool, and continued coaching my players. I always tell them to be classy no matter what, to rise above negativity, to hold their heads high, and to play with integrity. I even joke with them about how I love teaching corny life lessons. They roll their eyes at me, but I know those lessons stick with them because at the end of the day, it's about more than just the game. It's about preparing them for life. Now, go and ask any of my former players. I have been saying this for years, corny life lessons. But things escalated. After a few more comments from their side, I couldn't hold back any longer. I turned to the opposing coaches and I said, guys, shouldn't we be positive for the girls? It was a simple comment or question, a reminder that our focus should be on encouraging these young athletes on being the positive role models they need. Unfortunately, that's when one of the coaches walked right up to me, put his finger in my face, and told me to shut up and go back to my dugout. Now, in my household, we don't say shut up. It's a swear word. But anyway, let me tell you, that was a moment where everything I believe in, everything I teach my players was put to the test. It was hard, really, really hard to stay calm, to stay composed, and to not react. But I knew I had to. I had to because my players were watching, the fans were watching. They were seeing how I would handle the situation, and I knew that my reaction would teach them just as much as anything I'd said in practice or during that game. So I took a deep breath, stepped back, and let it go. I focused on my team, on the girls who were giving their all on the field. I thought about the life lessons I love to teach, about being classy, about maintaining integrity, about rising above negativity, and I knew I had to live those lessons in that moment, no matter how difficult it was. But here's the thing. While I was doing my best to be the positive role model my players needed, those opposing coaches were doing the exact opposite for their team. Their players were watching too. They saw their coaches react with anger, with disrespect, and with a complete lack of composure. And whether those coaches realized it or not, they were teaching their players something too. Teaching them that it's okay to lose your cool, that it is okay to react with hostility, that it is okay to disrespect others. That's the real tragedy here. Because what we do as coaches doesn't just affect the outcome of a game. It affects the character of the young people we're mentoring. When we act with integrity, when we handle pressure with grace, when we treat others with respect, we're teaching our players to do the same. But when we let our emotions get the best of us, when we lash out, when we disrespect others, we're teaching them that too. And that's why I felt compelled to share this story with you today. Because as coaches, we have to do better. We have to recognize that our influence extends far beyond the field, the court, the rink, or wherever you were coaching. We're shaping young minds, molding character, and setting examples that will stick with our players long after the game is over. We've all had moments where we've been frustrated, where the heat of the competition has gotten to us. I know I have. That's human, right? But it's in these moments that we have to dig deep, remember our responsibility, and choose to be the role models our players need and deserve. We have to remember that they're watching us, always. They're learning from us, for better or for worse. So, here's my call to action for all of the coaches, parents, and mentors out there listening. Let's commit to being better. Do better. Let's be the positive examples our athletes need, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. Let's show them what it means to be strong, to be resilient, to be respectful, and to be kind. Because that's what real leadership looks like. And that's what we want these young people to be leaders in the future, right? Let's teach them that winning isn't just about the scoreboard. It's about how you play the game, how you treat your teammates, your opponents, and yourself. Let's show them that true strength comes from lifting others up, not tearing them down. And let's remember that every word we say, every action we take is teaching them something. Let's make sure it's something we can be proud of. So I thank you so much for listening to this important episode of the Elite Athlete Podcast. I know it was a bit different from what we usually discuss, but I believe it's a message that needs to be heard. Let's all strive to be the best role models we can be for the next generation of athletes. I'll see you next time on the Elite Athlete Podcast. Until then, keep being the positive influence your athletes deserve. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Elite Athlete Podcast. I'm Dr. Nicole Tatro, and I hope you found today's episode inspiring and empowering. If you're ready to take your performance to the next level, don't miss out on my free instant access 3-day workshop series, Elevate Your Game and Dominate Your Sport. In this workshop, you'll discover natural recovery secrets, blood work insights, and the truth about supplements to help you achieve peak performance. Sign up for instant access today and start your journey to becoming the elite athlete you're destined to be. Visit the link in the show notes and join now. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review and share it with fellow athletes, parents, coaches, and agents. Your support helps us spread the word and elevate the game for many more athletes just like you. Remember, you have the power to achieve greatness. Let's do this together. Until next time, keep pushing your limits and stay unstoppable.